Welcome back, guys. It's craft time. So I had taken a little break from my resin and I wanted to get back into it. So I thought it would be fun to attempt something galaxy themed. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so to get started with this project, obviously I got everything that I needed together and I went ahead and mixed up my first batch of resin. This is going to be a 2-layered project. So for the first one, it's just going to be clear resin poured down, and then I wanted to go ahead and add in some glitter. So I have like a fine glitter, and I also have like a chunky glitter that I'm going to put on top of it, and I'm hoping to make it kind of look like a big assortment of stars, like we've met the galaxy right through the center of the piece. And then I'm going to go ahead and let this harden. After 12 hours, I come back. I'm going to use white ink on a rough paintbrush, and I'm just going to use and rub my thumb along the bristles to flick those little pieces of the white alcohol ink onto my resin. What I'm hoping to get is like a star effect. So it's just going to leave little fine dots all over the place. And then I'm going to let those dry. But I also kind of want to have like a shooting star here and there, and thicker in the middle. So I'll put a little bit more there. And then a couple brighter dots, a little bigger randomly throughout, just to show that those stars are shining a little bit brighter. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing for my stars. I have the glitter that's already dried into the first layer. I have my white alcohol ink with just kind of splattered all over for different star patterns. And after this dries, I'm going to go ahead and pour on my second layer. Alcohol ink dries really fast, so I didn't have to wait very long for that. For the second layer, I'm going to be doing alcohol ink in drops. So I'm going to pick my colors. I want it to be very spacey. So to me, when I picture that, I picture black and blue and purple, maybe a little green. So those are the colors that I'm going to use here. I want the outside to be a little darker, and then through the middle where I've put the glitter, that's where I want a little bit of the lighter colors, like the lighter, brighter blue and purple and green, to really show up and then get darker from there, because obviously your light source is brighter closer to the light source, and then it gets darker as you go out. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I'm not going to use any of the white ink to activate or drop the ink into it. I'm just going to put as much ink as I think I need to provide the color scheme that I want and hope for the best. I am going to go ahead here and use a popsicle stick and kind of move the ink around a little bit along with my heat gun and just kind of put a little movement to it. I don't want to disrupt the natural or organic way that the drops fell too much, but I do want to give it kind of a flowy or a nice movement to it, and kind of get those colors somewhat mixed, but not to the point where they kind of disappear. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and get my bubbles out, and that's it. Those are the steps that we go through for this. Hoping and crossing my fingers that it turns out. So let's see some results. Okay, so I would typically record my reaction whenever I'm actually demolding this piece. However, I was not able to do the sound for that at the time. So the things that are going through my mind are, I hope it works and what's it gonna look like? And as I demold it, I think it's beautiful. I mean, I think it's a little darker. It's space. It's supposed to be dark. It's a little darker than I wanted, though. I really wanted the blues and the purples to really come out. I mean, but look at the shimmer of the glitter that came through. I wish I had put a little bit more glitter down the center and really spaced it out a little bit so that shimmer's kind of everywhere. Definitely some things that I've learned that I want to do differently, but look at here. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, right? I don't know exactly where this orangish color came from, but I don't hate it at all. I think it really gives it some different dimension. My little shooting star way off here, honestly, I think it looks out of place. It just got a little carried away, and because the ink, it pulls into the center, it kind of just looks off by itself. But that's all right too. But I think it's very pretty with the shimmers, and there's just a lot going on. I plan to put a hole, like drill a hole, and I wanted to hang this into the window so that when the light hits, you have a really pretty, shiny, like just piece, and then when the sun shines through it, you can pick up a couple more of those colors. But I think it didn't turn out too bad. If you're wondering what this like random ring is, guys, listen, I stored my molds sitting on top of each other. So I had this size and the smaller size sitting on top of it. And because I didn't use it for a while, it kind of suctioned to it. And when it did, it left an indent in my precious silicone mold. So yeah, that might just be there forever. I don't know if it'll work itself out. I was going to kind of look into it and see if there's any way I can save it. So that's what that is. But back to this piece. Look how cool that is. I mean, it definitely gives off galaxy vibes to me. I don't think anyone's going to not know what this is. There are things that I would do differently. Like I said, a little less black so that those other colors come through, the purples and the blues that I put in there. But I would definitely do this again. I'm going to try it again and see if I can get a little better, if I can get a little bit of a better effect. And if you guys have any suggestions for me on how to do it or what to change or what you would try, let me know, because I'm definitely open to suggestions. Like I said, I don't hate it. I'm not absolutely in love with it, but look at this guy. Kind of just out here on his own. Hide him. But yeah, I'm going to bring you guys in for a closer look. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.